Hi and welcome to another video by Are You Arty Kids. So I'm going to look at the work of Ben Eine in this video, and this is an image from his website of his alphabet. Been using this resource, which is the Tuscan alphabet, which I found online. It's quite similar, the sort of traditional circus alphabet. So I'm going to use this and the guidelines, the sort of 5 lines, and Ben Eine's decorative sort of style, and we're going to do a watercolour on that. So, okay, let's make a start. So I'm just using one board. I'm going to find my ruler. So, just using A4 card. Just going to put some guidelines in. So I've got the top 2 lines where my little serifs are going to go. Got a midline. Let's do that same 7. Obviously, you can choose heading dimensions, depending on how big you want to do it. And I always like to just put like a midline. So I've got top serifs, bottom serifs, midline. What letter should we do? Right, I think we're going to do the A. And you can see this side is a lot wider than that one. So I'm just going to put my holding my pencil at the end, sketch lightly, just lightly draft that in. At this side a bit wider. Like that. One on his sheet, he's just got a flat top. I'm going to put that triangle in the middle there. And then I'm going to put my little decoration in the bottom. So I'm just going to put them as just like a little circle. And the same again. 2 little circles on there. What I might do is I might use the Tuscan alphabet ones to decorate that one. I'm just mixing up his style with this font just to make my own response. And then on a lot of his letters here, he's got these real big decorations that almost overlap. So I might just sort of just put some very fluid shapes in here. Start with line and circle, and then I can sort of fill them out. Something like that. Right, so I think what we'll do now is we're just going to sharpen these up. Just going to put a really hefty shadow in there. And then probably follow that underneath. Get that going there. Like that. Put some shadow under there like that. And then I think what we might do is sharpen these lines up. Just extend that as well. So something like that. Okay, right. Okay, so we're going to do some painting now. Just looking at what colour combinations he uses. Take a sip of my tea. Lots of pastels and the like. So I think I'm going to start, I think I might do this orange. I've got an orange. Ooh, I do. I'm going to use these actually, these blocks. And I do have an orange, so it just saves me a little bit of time having to make that up. With red and yellow. So you've got to really unlock the pigment within these blocks. Yep, that's a good start. Not. So I've just splashed everything. Not to worry. Get a nice rich pigment, and then I'm going to start working. Going to make sure, obviously, with this paint, so we're working wet on dry. I've got quite a nice strong pigment. Ooh, the line a bit. So this is number 6 brush. So I've probably done it with a bit finer brush, I think. I do have one somewhere. Got these. Oh, got number 3 there. I'll use that instead. And I'll be alright with 6 then. I think I'm going to do all the shadows in orange. Just make sure you don't get too much water. So you keep the saturation of colour really rich. So remember, you've got your tip of your brush, the belly of the brush, and the head of the brush in terms of the brush anatomy. So just make sure, you know, it doesn't matter if you're using the little trays of watercolours or blocks like I am, get yourself in a comfortable position. Make sure you get a nice rich mix. If it's getting very spidery, probably means it's too dry. And make sure you're using the right brush. So these are not very expensive brushes, synthetic heads. But if you look after them well, they'll do the job, so don't be heavy-handed with them. And always paint in a comfortable position. Once it starts to get dry like it is there, just tip the tip in, go back. It wants to glide. I always compare it to like an ice skater on an ice rink. If you were to ice skate in your socks, how much friction that would be and sticking, whereas this water and paint, we want to be really slippy and then it just allows you, like with an ice skate blade, to slide over. And then I think we're going to follow that shadow down there. Like so. Turning it around so I'm always comfortably keep meaning one day to buy some sign writer brushes for pinstriping and have a go this sort of thing on maybe metal or wood with some enamel paints, sort of Hombrol sort of stuff that you would paint model aeroplanes with, which apparently those enamel paints are really good for sign writing. So just picking out, I'm using the screen actually of the phone that I'm recording this on, just to sometimes get a different perspective when you're painting. You can actually look a little bit different. So just realised I want to sharpen that. That shape's not perfect there, but it'll do. Right, so that's all one colour with my shadow for that one. And I think you can use a bigger brush to coat this. So because I've not rubbed out any of my pencil work, this one on here has got yellow, but obviously because these paints are transparent, you'd see all my pencil work through, and I can't be bothered to find a rubber to rub it out. So I'm just going to choose maybe a darker colour. I think blue would look quite nice because that's the complementary of orange. So that would work even better. So what we're going to do, we're going to move up to a number 10 brush. Get some pigment on this. Try not to splash it all. I'm going to move it out of the way actually for this one, as soon as I've learnt my lesson. Okay, and then try not to lean over my wet paint. I'm going to just start to get some coverage, blocking in with this number 10 brush. Might move down to the 6 brush just to get that detail. So long strokes, working out to a line, using the tip and a little bit of the belly of the brush, making sure that I don't over wet. If you work quite big strokes as well, and you work quite quickly, you've got less chance of probably getting loads of brush strokes. You can see how easy this is going on and how easy it's moving, and it's a lot easier to get detail. I'm not full, you know, even though I'm saturated in here with colour, not full of water, so it's not bleeding everywhere, it's holding its edge. So you can work with a big brush for detail. Just trying to get into positions which are comfortable without going over all my paint. bit. Go back up that straight edge. And then go back and do, just be careful over painting that orange. Ooh. Not happy with that line. Brr. See, I'm probably picking up a little bit too much water there and not enough pigment. By no means the steadiest hand painter in the world. Like everything, takes practice, and probably don't do enough of it to be as good as I would like to be in my own mind. Probably holding on too tight as well because my hand hurts now. Paint's drying out. It's not too bad. It's not as good as I'd like though. That's what you get for being a bit of a perfectionist. Try and get to that side to be a bit more pointy. Ooh. I'm going to try and sort out that line I'm not happy with. I'll just give that. That's a bit better. It's getting watery now. I'll go over that. Just putting another coat on. Sometimes. Right, I need to decide. Oh, I've still got those little bits to do at the bottom, haven't I? Okay. Hopefully that'll dry. Oh, I've got that bit to do as well. I forgot about that bit. Right, let's go across. Okay, let's try and get this. If you get your brush upright, that's the thing. If you don't, and you work with an angle, that's when you tend to get your lines fraying or leading in. So that's why I'm right at the tip now on my brush. So I'm trying to get that tip edge upright to get it straight. Right, let's try and sort these little bits out before we go any further. Get the hand action right for an arc line coming down. Up to that orange, and then again, nice natural sweep. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Get it right. Oh, I've got to bleed that. Okay. Right, I just need to figure out what is what here. So that is the line there. What am I going to do there? So paint up to Yeah, we'll go in there. Right, okay. Just a tea break. Right, I think I might go back down to the 6 brush just to get in there, I think. Yeah, just a pigeon just flew at the window, frightened me to death. Not good when you're trying to steady hand paint and you've got birds dive bombing your office windows. Right, so that's taken that in there. I need to figure out what I'm doing with all this now. "22 minutes, cracking, that's a long video." Okay, what can we do that I don't need to mix, just for ease sake? Yeah, I think I quite like the look of that. Just looking at it through the screen. Right, what should we do here? I think we'll paint. Let's move that out of the way. Yeah, what's happened now? I smudged it, I think. Just noticed at the top right hand side. Didn't notice that. What have I done there? Right, okay, let's have a look at this then. I'll get this sort of cyan colour, I think. using the belly of the brush just to fill in a little bit easier with these sweeps and the tip, just to pull them out. Okay. Right, then we just need to think of a nice colour to go here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a pink. So I'm going to take a red. Pink on the painting, which doesn't help. Right. Should come down to the 6 brush. Make sure keep it nice and wet. I'll get some slight colour variation if I come to mix it up all the time. Just want to slip inside these 2 blues. Just making sure I sort of back paint up to the line. Really don't want to touch. Oh, that's a bit ropey. Come back to that. Just don't want to touch that blue and contaminate the pink. Yeah. It's getting a bit wet, that. We might leave that a bit. to make sure I'm not over filling this brush head. Getting there. Got a little bit of colour variation, obviously with a remix all the time, but it's not too bad. I've got a little bit of show through as well from the cyan where I've touched that a little bit. And what I might do is, I don't know if it might paint, I think I'm going to fine line this when it dries. And I might, just looking at some of his stuff here, I might put these lines on top with maybe a darker, maybe a darker blue. Might paint some on there. I think I might do that. Just going to let this dry there. Let this dry for a little bit. Okay. Right, just left that paint to dry a little bit. And I'm going to add, just going to draw them in first, I think. I'm just going to add some of these sort of, how far should we go? I think we'll start there. Just going to draw in some of these light little, okay, put light on, you can see what I'm doing there. Some of these rectangles. Which tend to get bigger. Messed up the distance on that one a bit. Just do, you can just see, just marking them in. Not sure this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. I think I'm gonna do the cyan, but because I'm doing it on top of that blue, I'm just gonna mix a load of white with it. So I'm just mixing up cyan and white. Yeah, it's still wet. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Let's do it that way. Not sure how this is going to look when it dries. mixing with the colour underneath. Overwork it. Do that one. And I'm going to just put one in the middle there. I'll do it to the other side of where I've just drawn, I think. Not sure about that, but that's alright, not too bad. I might just firm that up with another coat or a bit of black outline. Right, so we'll let that dry.